What's going on, guys? Spider here. We've got Destiny, Bungie's weekly update for June 11th, 2015, and it looks like the Bungie team is on their way to E3. This week at Bungie, we're packing our bags, we're leaving. Never see this face again until E3, that is. I'm reading this for you. So, you know, if you don't want to read and you just want to listen, it's great. While you're reading these words, our away team is prepping for launch. Our loot crates have been loaded onto skids for transpo. Set destination LA, baby. Just imagine the conversation that took place when we add this item to our shipping manifest. It's like a big crate with caution explosive projectile on it. That's great, guys. You're not going to even get past security. Okay, so we have one. Yeah, the item labeled caution explosive projectile, but it's totally harmless, and they redacted what's inside. They were never going to say what's inside. You'll see at E3, right? Can you trust us that it's not dangerous? I don't know. What's in the box? I guess we're going to find out. And I'm guessing that Bungie is going to be on stage once again with Sony during their press conference. We'll be doing live coverage of E3 over on twitch.tv/NextGenTactics with a live feed or a feed from E3. So you guys are going to be able to get to see what we're talking about this year, okay? So make sure you guys check that out starting probably Sunday, I think, is Bethesda, right? Okay, so these and other surprises are on the way to E3. Can't wait to show you what we'll unpack over the course of the show. While you wait and speculate, we have some news from the world of Destiny to hold you over. Now, the Prison of Elders. We got some interesting information coming, I'm telling you, right? Okay, a cell from the Prison of Elders. 22 days ago, Varix invited the Guardians to test themselves in the Prison of Elders, and 378,511 fire teams have killed Skolas so far since release of House of Wolves. And many others have tried and failed and failed and failed again, only to be sent back to orbit without anything. So everyone who's committed themselves to the fight has spent most of the time in the corners of a cell. Yes, and I wonder why. Exactly, right? And I think our team has spent most of the time in the bottom right. But the thing is, that's where you go after the servitors. You got to kill the servitors. That's where they spawn. One in that bottom right corner, one in the bottom left corner, and then you just Galahorn the crap out of Skolas, or depending on what burn it is, right? But Bungie's got something up their sleeves, and I think the patch is going to come out this coming Tuesday for the next issue or iteration of Prison of Elders, okay? If you're finding Fugitive Skolas a little frustrating, you're not alone. Some tweaks to the level 35 challenge encounter are in testing and on the way. Prime for deployment, Destiny hotfix 1.2.0.3. The current outlook has it slated for delivery while they're at E3, so probably this coming Tuesday. And someone at Bungie is always there, making sure we got what we need. Patch notes are going to follow once they do the update. I think they post it after the update, all right? So to give you some time to forge a new plan of attack, we've got Christopher Barrett, who's the creative director. He's going to give us a little bit of information. There's Skolas himself. So, since the prison doors have swung wide, what's been your assessment of the Skolas encounter? Overall, the team's very happy with how it turned out. Really? Yeah, I think it's great, but I'm liking what you're going to see here. It's a unique experience that has some very interesting and challenging mechanics. However, there are some aspects that could be improved. First off, the elemental burns prove to be too punishing. Being one-shot by tracking arc fire, for example. Thank you, captains. Yes, and Skolas with that gun of his. Jeez, are you kidding me? But the captains are just, oh my god, they're insane. This makes it too tempting to rely on one common tactic. Exactly, 3 Galahorns on a solar burn. In addition, the difficulty swings too wildly from week to week, and average playtimes are tracking much longer than intended. Yes, they definitely are, and you know, I gotta agree. It's basically come down. You have to spam him, otherwise it's almost too difficult. You get one shot by captains, you get one shot by Skolas. I mean, you got to take him down right away. Then you know you got to deal with the mines. You got to defuse the mines, and you have to deal with the fact that you're tainted, that one player's tainted, while you're just trying to stay away from the fire of especially the captains and Skolas himself. What tipped you off that we need to take a closer look at Skolas in particular? A lot of playing. Internal feedback is always crucial. Forum, you know, I don't know about that one. I'm pretty sure it has a lot to do with the community and what has gone on the past 3 weeks, or 4 weeks. This is the 4th weekend, isn't it? Forums like Reddit or Bungie.net fan sites and social media are invaluable resources for player feedback or freakback. Let's call it freakback because people freaking out. All right? How do you intend to respond? So this is good. This is good. I like what they're doing here. We want the Skolas encounter to be challenging and require teamwork, only in a more predictable way that doesn't feel cheap. And that's more fun for the players. I'm going to throw that in there, quote unquote. It's more fun for the players, right? Right? That's what you intended to say there. To accomplish this, we're making the following changes to round 6 of the Skolas challenge. So in particular, the battle versus Skolas. No more elemental burns. Period. Done. No more. Done. Gone. History. Nothing. So I don't know what they're going to add in instead of that, but you know, you won't have arc burn, you won't have void burn, you won't have solar burn. Period. Boss health is going to be reduced to obviously compensate for the lack of a burn. Minions will spawn at predictable health intervals. I'm not exactly sure. Oh, okay. I guess that means when Skolas gets down to a certain point in his health, that's when minions will spawn, so you can prepare for that. Okay, that makes sense. Minor adjustment to the unit makeup of the combatant waves. So, you know, we're going to just have a varying difference in what's going to spawn in, right, compared to what we have now. So, in summary, Skolas is about to get a shorter life sentence. To ensure that he'll still have a fighting chance, there will be some more skulls for you to juggle. All right, so there you go. Your battle with the final boss changes next week. Get in there and get in there. Tell us what you think. Okay, we're listening and watching and playing ourselves. Okay, so I'm looking forward to this coming Tuesday, man. It's going to be good. We'll have to see what happens with Skolas. All right, now they have this thing. I'm just going to touch on this a little bit. I'm not going to focus on it a whole lot here, but the speedy recovery. Just before the release of House of Wolves, there was a new feature that they added called connection recovery. And if we skip over to this page, it details it a little bit more. So if you played long enough, you've probably been kicked back to orbit at some point, and that's when issues on the internet occur. And the default is, hey, you can't communicate with the servers, we're going to kick you to orbit. But they have this connection recovery that they've put in place since House of Wolves, and, you know, trying to tackle the most common types of these networking problems and recovering your connection so that you can continue playing with your friends, you can continue in the same server, and be reconnected with your fire team, okay? So that's kind of the details there. We'll link you both to the... obviously, the update from today, as well as this update that details that information. But so far, the connection recovery has rescued over 1.4 million Guardians from being kicked to orbit. So that's pretty good. I'd say that's pretty good, right? Trying to reconnect, right? And then you actually reconnect. So, you know, the only thing it doesn't say is how many connection recovery issues were there, right? Were there 6 million connection recovery issues and you saved 1.4 million of them, and the other, you know, 4.6 million still got kicked to orbit? It's still a step in the right direction, right? And then we have some more details about it. So that's it. That's basically everything there is. So there's more stuff in the updates, just some community videos and stuff like that. But that's kind of the meat of it. Definitely looking forward to Bungie being at E3. Like I said, we're going to be doing live coverage of each of the conferences over on twitch.tv/NextGenTactics, and I'm sure we're going to be talking a little bit about Bungie when they come on stage during Sony's press conference with Destiny information. I'm hoping that they come out with information on the Taken King and what's upcoming for Destiny fans, and hopefully not too much as far as Sony exclusives, but I'm sure they're going to be pushing that as well, them being on Sony's stage. Other than that, we're looking forward to this coming Tuesday and the changes that are going to occur in the Prison of Elders, and we'll see you then, guys. Leave us a comment, let us know what you think about the changes. I'm looking forward to it. I'm Spider.